here, once again, you'll see me. Again, when I look here, I'm going to first take a little bit of time to organize and anticipate what I see. 7 is a factor from the numerator. It comes from a positive log, a negative log, and negative log. Okay, so I know when I write my answer, I'm going to have an ln. I am going to have a fraction bar. Okay, so I'm going to start with my factors in the numerator. I have a 7. This 7 out front becomes a power, so I have 7x to the 7th. I can now move inside my denominator. I have a factor of 3 in my denominator. This 5 moves to the power. I get a y to the 5th. And this 6 moves to the power. I get z minus 4 to the 6th. And so this would be my condensed form. If I was entering this online, the way I would enter it is ln. You don't need to put the root for it. Just ln is fine. And then I would put in a separate set of parentheses 7 and x. I'd close that off and then put my denominator 3y to the 5th times z minus 4th to the 6th and close that whole thing off. The reason I would do it this way is if you leave out the parentheses here, it's still going to be fine. It'll score it correctly. But what's going to happen is it's going to look like it's saying 7 times. So the 7 will be written in front of your fraction. So it'll look more like this as the form. And that doesn't look the same as what you're maybe thinking it's going to look like. So putting the parentheses around the 7x helps make sure that that entire quantity is in the numerator. All right, the next problem here. I have a positive log, negative log. So when I look at this, I anticipate that I'm going to simplify, or I'm going to condense this into one single log, base 4. I have 2 factors in my numerator, so a 4 and a b, and I have 1 factor in my denominator. Now notice when I write this in, though, that I can simplify this. 4 and 2 cancel, leaving a 2. So my answer is going to be log underscore 4, and then in parentheses 2b. Okay, the 4b over 2, it needs to be in the simplified form if it can be simplified. All right, if you haven't already done this last problem, I want you just to take a moment. So here in this last problem, all your inputs are numbers. So I want you to combine this, condense this into one single log, and simplify the resulting fraction, if it can be. Yes. Yeah. So it just applies to the factor in the input. It's just the factor in the input. So it goes to the, yeah, okay. All right, really quickly on this problem right here, this x to the 7th needs to be indicated here as well. And so this would be 7x to the 7th to represent that whole numerator. All right, so when we condense this final example here, I have a positive log, negative log. Okay, so I have 2 factors in the numerator, 1 in the denominator when I condense. So log 8 of, here's my fraction. I have a factor of 7. Here I have 4 cubed. And then here I have 6 in the denominator. So what I want to do is I want to simplify that expression. So 7 times 4 cubed divided by 6. And I get 224 over 3. And that would be my simplified form.